Hi everyone, Janna here. Thank you for tuning in today. I am so very excited, and if my voice sounds like I'm not excited, that's just because I'm on the verge of losing my voice. Why is that? Well, let's see. My book, Unfuck Your Mind, was released January 11th, and guess what? It became a number one in categories that my book wasn't even in. My book was in 3 different categories. That's how it works. And I received a number one in women's health. Guys, I'm not even in that category. And that's a huge category. I mean, that's a wide array of different topics. So the fact that my book was so received well, the fact that so many of you participated in making that book a number one bestseller new release, because you went and you did what I asked everyone to do, which was, take a chance on me, purchase my book, read it. If you love it, rate it, review it, and share it. And that right there, guys, that's the magic combination. And I honestly, I can't thank you enough. I wish my voice sounded a little more enthused. But it's just, there's not much there. Plus it's actually, you can't tell because of the lighting. It's actually late at night and my 3 kids are asleep. My husband's asleep. My dog's asleep. And so, I'm trying not to talk too loud. So anyways, sometimes I record at night. I record whenever I get a chance to, right? That's what you do when you're a mama. And anyways, so this episode, I'm making this episode about my book. And there's so much of my book that I have really not shared. Honestly, I've shared little tidbits and I've, of course, talked about what my book is about. But I haven't really done much more than that. And there was a reason for that, right? So I really just want to say thank you to all of you, each and every one of you that went and purchased my book and then rated and reviewed it, shared it with friends. You played a huge part in the success of the rankings that my book received. So any of you are watching on YouTube and you see me looking over, that's because I'm grabbing my little manifestation or vision board journal. So my vision board, I don't actually do a board. I do a journal. For many, many reasons. Like a board, hey, I don't want to take it off the wall and stick that in my backpack when I travel or I go to, our other house. I want to have it always with me. I want to be able to open it up if I'm waiting in the carpool line, whatever. And I want to be able to look and just read to myself and say my manifestations out loud. So if you can see this is what it looks like. And just so you know, and I took pictures of all this, so I have the timestamp. I don't know if you can read it or not for those of you watching on YouTube, but I literally wrote 5-time number one bestseller, and all of my dreams came true. And I started to do this a while back, but I really got into it, into really manifesting it like the week of release. So for any of you new to the show, again, thank you for tuning in. And if you haven't yet, subscribe and rate the show. All of those things help me so very much. So the name of my book, if you're not familiar with it yet, is Unfuck Your Mind by Shattering Limiting Beliefs to Become Who You Were Meant to Be. So I'm just want to read a little bit of the rankings. And the reason I'm doing that is not boasting on myself, but even though, heck yeah, I should be boasting on myself, this is a huge accomplishment, y'all. And many of you know that it was only 16 months ago, 16 months ago, not 60, 1-6, that I literally went from just being a nutritionist and health coach to finally listening to that burning gut feeling of like, this is what you should be doing. And I voiced that to my kids 16 months ago. I set my 3 kids down. And if you're asking why do you need to ask your kids? Well, I don't need to ask them, but their opinion means a lot to me because, my kids had to make a huge transition to having me full time to only having me half the time when their father and I got a divorce. That's been a major, major change and disruptor in their lives. And I can't even imagine. And so 16 months ago, I didn't know what all it would entail of me, but I just knew that it was time, right? I'd gone through the process that I teach in my book of shattering my limiting beliefs, healing my mindset, overcoming, cutting the invisible chains that were holding me back. And I no longer was worried about what other people thought, or what if I fell? What if I look stupid? What if I don't make it? Honey, what if you fucking fly? What if you do make it? What if you succeed, right? What if it works? What if that's what someone else needs? So you see what I just did? Little shift, little switch of the mindset. We're so busy on focusing in on the fear, right? You get these great ideas and you're like, oh man, this idea, like, it makes me really excited. I feel a lot of passion for it. And then you feel the excitement. Then what happens? It's like you get this invisible punch in the gut, right? And the punch in the gut is like, honey, don't make a fool of yourself. What are you thinking? Are you kidding me? You're never going to make it. People are going to laugh at you. Like, don't waste your time. Don't waste your money. That, my friends, is the negative tape playing in your head. It's made of fears. It's made of insecurities, limiting beliefs, invisible chains. And those have been holding you back for way too long. How many lives do you get? How many chances do you get on earth? Just one. And whose life are you living? Who are you trying to please? Who are you looking for approval? It should just be yourself. You have one life to live, my friends. You need to live it on your own terms. And you need to live the life that you've always dreamt of. And, go after what you want and your dreams. That's not stupid. So to get back to why did I set my 3 kids down and tell them, I've never voiced those things to them, and that's because I lived in a relationship for too long where I learned to not voice those things because they were shut down and made me feel stupid, right? And though I never stopped wanting them, I just stopped voicing them because I just didn't want to hear it, right? Until that day that I just said, no more. I'm done. I'm done. I don't really care what you think. I don't need your opinion. I'm going to go after my dreams. Because oftentimes the fear that we put in our heads, it is just fear. It is not truth. But yet we bet on it, right? And we believe it. But what if you started to believe it the other way around? What if you said, you know what? I'm giving all my energy to the fear, to the limiting beliefs, to the insecurities. But what if I gave that same energy to fuck the fears, fuck the insecurities? You know what? If I fell, at least I know how not to do it. At least I know what not to do. Or at least I know that the universe shut that door for me. But tell me this, how are you going to know what doors need or will be closed for you if you don't walk to the damn door? No? So 16 months ago, I was just a nutritionist, mom of 3, single mama, and all I had was a dream. I knew when I was so sick with Lyme disease and overcame it that I was meant to write the story of hope that I so desperately looked for when I was sick. And so for the longest time, I wanted to write a book. That was the only thing I'd ever said to my kids. But how many people say they want to write a book? They want to do a podcast. They want to do da-da-da-da. And then there's people like that, they don't even say it because they're like, oh my God, it just sounds stupid. People are going to laugh at me. Who gives a shit? Let me tell you something else. If someone laughs at you or makes you feel dumb for your thoughts, your feelings, your wants, your desires, your dreams, cut the cord, pull them up, they're a weed, shut the door, throw away the key, and move on. Because not one damn person who truly loves you unconditionally and accepts you and is your true friend and supporter would ever make you feel less than. And damn sure not do it and be like, oh my God, it's a joke. Well, you know what? I'm not joking when I tell you to get the F out and I close the damn door. Oh, who's joking now? Anyways, you can tell I'm a little passionate about that. So 16 months ago, I set my kids down. And part of the reason in doing that was not only to just hear what they had to say. It wasn't about, again, I didn't need their approval. I just wanted them to be comfortable with it because I didn't know, I had no idea what that was going to entail. I didn't know what that was going to take of me, of my time. And I was just sensitive to any disruptions in their life. But the other thing was that I knew exactly what I wanted. And I knew exactly what was waiting for me behind that damn door I was walking to. And me voicing it to my 3 kids was me claiming it, because I knew if I told them something that big, like I'm going to go after my dreams, I damn sure wasn't going to back down then. What kind of mom would I be or example if I told my kids, hey, I'm going to go after my dreams. I'm going to make it happen. And then I gave up or I didn't. Our kids pay attention to us so much. Monkey see, monkey do, right? So 16 months later, I didn't have any contacts in the industry I wanted to be in, right? I was a nutritionist. I had clients. I didn't know anyone to tell me what to do with podcasting, how to start it. How do I get to speak on a stage? What do I do when I want to write a book? But I told my kids, hey, the first 12 months, I just want to focus on getting my podcast out. So I want to help people, that are sick, that are where I used to be, help them overcome, give them the story of hope, right? And I was like, you know what, kids, maybe like in a year or so, I'll speak on stage. And then I'd also like to write a book. 16 months, I've spoken on a stage. I've given a keynote. My book was published. It was a #1 bestseller, #1 new release in multiple categories across the board. And guess what else? You're listening to season 2 of Revive with Janna, my podcast, which, by the way, was ranked in the top 100 in the Australian Apple podcast in the nutrition category. That's huge. That was after 9 months. I beat out Jillian Michaels. What? So don't you dare think dreams can't come true, or you're too old, or you don't have what it takes. Because, folks, I'm just 42. I was 41 when I went for my dreams. But when you adopt the mindset that I teach in my book, which, by the way, I'm not bragging on my book, but I am. My book is your roadmap. It is your guide. It is the book of hope for you. I am raw and real in it. I don't hold back. I'm not a surface level person. I don't share surface level shit unless you're a stranger and I don't know you. We've all been through some shit. None of it is, something, we're not proud of any of it. There's a lot of things we're not proud of. But let me tell you something about regret. Regret, my friends, robs you of freedom. And what the hell does it do anyways? I regret it. I'm going to sit and worry and I'm going to feel guilty. I'm going to regret it. What's going to change for you? What's going to happen? Not a damn thing. But it just robs you of your happiness, right? It's a disruptor in your life. Again, you get to choose what you say, what you do, how you act, how you react, what you let into your life. So it's time to get control back. All right. Unfuck Your Mind was released January 11th. And, my publisher was like, it could be tomorrow, 24 hours before we release the rankings. It was not. It was maybe 6 hours later. #1 new release in women's health, #1 new release in psychology, education, and training, #1 new release in physiological aspects in psychology, #1 new release in medical physiological aspects in psychology, #1 bestseller in humanistic psychology, #3 bestseller in divorce. I'm not even mentioning to you all of the number 2s that I received. Let me tell you something. I told my kids, if I won the lottery, there's no way it would have felt as good as what that felt like. You want to know why? Winning the lottery is luck. Writing a book after you're told you're stupid and dumb and you'll amount to nothing, and going after your dreams when you don't have any sign of it'll work out, you're just fucking just doing it on a whim, taking a leap of faith. But when you write a book that talks about the adversity you've overcome, your accomplishments, what it took, and you share the nitty-gritty details that are dirty and raw and authentic, and that book has that much in accomplishments and rankings, honey, you cannot buy that, and luck can't give that. That is called hard work, resilience, determination, overcoming, stepping into your power and becoming who the fuck you're meant to be. That's what that is. There's that, nothing else. And let me tell you something else. The doors, my friends, were opening for me. I felt the day before, I was talking to my publisher the day before release, and she was shocked at how calm and energetic and just fired up I was. She was like, most people are not this happy the day before. And I was like, how not? If you're doing it for the right reasons, if you know the product you're delivering, you know you gave it your all, and you're doing what you're supposed to do, you should be damn glad you're about to welcome that baby, that labor of love into the world. And other people need to hear your story. Don't discount yourself. Don't discount your talents. And as I say in my book and other episodes, fuck perfection. Imperfections are your gold. We all have a different footprint. And my friends, that's what makes each of us unique. Go after your dreams. What are you scared of? If you ask yourself what you're scared of, I'm like, let me tell you something. Every damn one of them is a fear and or excuse. Excuses are roadblocks that block you from your destination. Excuses keep you safe in your safe little safety box. But you know what? You know what happens in a safety box? A box has 4 sides. You got the bottom, left side, right side, and a top. You can't move very far. You can't leave it. You can't fly up. You have trapped yourself because you just want to be comfortable. There's nothing easy. It wasn't just me saying yes to myself 16 months ago. That was after I did a lot of inner work, the same footprint and guidelines I teach in my book. That was after I chose to continue to be uncomfortable, lose friends who I thought were my friends who really were POSs, and step into my power, not knowing, taking a leap of faith, but just believing in myself. And after a lot of hard work and dedication, investing in myself, I now am receiving the fruits of my labor. And damn if it doesn't feel good. It feels so fucking good. Nobody gave it to me. It wasn't luck. It was my time. And you know what? There were 2 paths I could have followed. It didn't just happen because, oh, of course it happened to you. No, fuck that. That's an excuse. Fuck that. It happened because I had 2 paths to choose. One, stay in the victim mentality and stay stagnant and never make it in life the way I wanted to and the way I was supposed to. Number 2, choose to get out of the victim mentality, overcome, learn my lessons, level the fuck up, and become who I was meant to be. And then that led me to the doors where my dreams were. That is why we all have choices. You have 2 in life, okay? If what you've been doing for X amount of time ain't working for you, stop doing it. Who are you living your life for? I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing to my show, for rating it. If you haven't yet, please, please, please go get your book. There's ebooks, paperback and hardback. Okay. And if you get a paperback or hardback, take a picture of it. You can be in it or just a picture of the book. Tag me on social media on Instagram at Revive by Janna. And I will reshare in my stories. All right. And also buy the book, share that with a friend, rate and review. Same on the podcast. Thank you all. I hope you have a fantastic day and I'll see you soon.